by Michelle from Microsoft and Shay from MRE, two amazing guests that are going to share with us their view on two very important topics. One, transformation, and two, the power of partnership and working together to deliver phenomenal customer outcomes, which is something we all aspire to do. Before we dive into the tech sides, I wanted Michelle to jump in and share an amazing experience she had recently that really speaks to the power of collaboration, partnership, and teamwork. So, Michelle, tell us a little bit about what you've been up to recently.
Hey, Duncan, it's so great to see you. Um, Thank you for bringing that up. I had the opportunity recently to summit my third 14er. And this time I had the opportunity to do it with a group of incredible women. There were 15 women, most of which are from the IT industry, actually, through a great organization called She Summits 14ers, led by another IT entrepreneur, Aaron Biger. So if you have a chance, check it out. If you're interested in mountaineering, or hiking, that would be something to try out. But definitely in this situation, I actually dealt with a personal situation trying to get to the top. It was something that I hadn't dealt with before in terms of altitude sickness, and is something that I really struggled with physically, mentally, getting through the block of physically just pushing yourself to continue going. And the truth is, you can't do it alone in a lot of cases, and you need the help of team. You need to be mentally prepared. You need support system around you to get you there. And so this is where the importance of preparation, having the right people on the team to surround you and support you, and then the mental push forward to actually continue to go on that drive and get there. And of course, as we all know, winning in our industry or getting to the top or seeing this thing that you work so hard for come to fruition is what it's all about. But oftentimes reminding yourself that the journey is part of the process of enjoyment too. And it was a great success, thankfully. Some aren't as lucky, and some have to return and go back down the mountain, but it definitely was a team effort, and I'm super thrilled to be able to have that journey, and get to that top.
Yeah, and congratulations, Michelle. That's an awesome achievement. But like you said, you really couldn't have done that without the help of your teammates and really working together and supporting each other. And I think it's a really interesting metaphor for our industry today. There's so much complexity, so much amazing opportunity with all the things that are happening in tech today. But increasingly, it's becoming super apparent that there's no way you can do this by yourself. You can't be an expert in every single thing. And that's why our partnership, or our trio of three, as Dennis said, is super important, because we all play a critical role in, like I said, delivering that fantastic outcome for the customer. So I mentioned transformation earlier, and Shay, I know at MRE you've been through your fair share of transformation over the last few years. How does that help you really apply that learning to your customers who are also going through their own change and transformation?
Well, thanks, Duncan. We didn't climb a mountain, but at times it definitely felt like we did. Change is something that we're used to, and we really embrace it here at MRA Consulting. Our most recent change was our acquisition by Infosys. It's really given us access to global resources while allowing us to really stay nimble in the markets that we serve. It's also opened doors to deeper technical expertise and really new delivery models. At the same time, we've really modernized our managed services practice from the ground up. We've replaced a lot of legacy tools with a revitalized stack built on Halo PSA, Ninja One, Roost, Thread, and Microsoft. And that shift has really automated a lot of routine work, improved visibility, and freed our engineers to really focus on higher value client challenges. And because we've gone through that journey ourselves, we know firsthand how complex change really feels. We don't just recommend modernization, we really truly live it. And that gives us a really unique perspective when we help clients see change not as disruption, but as an opportunity to become more secure, improve productivity, become more efficient, and ultimately be more resilient.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I think Shay, change is becoming kind of BAU, right? It's we have to embrace it every day, and especially with all the amazing things you're doing at Microsoft, Michelle. So you've really been at the forefront of kind of enabling both the cloud transformation, but now leading the way in AI. Um, Give us some perspective about how working with companies like ourselves at Ingram Micro and Shed at MRE is super important to really landing that change with customers.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you to both of you. I think that the way that you show up and stay ahead of the curve and continue to provide real time feedback based on what your customers are going through, how they're adapting the technology, what they need to be successful in transforming their own businesses. It's incredible, and it's something that we couldn't get where we are without you both. So I wanted to say a quick thank you on that one. And for Ingram Micro, I mean, you are one of our top CSP partners in the ecosystem, and the way that you show up to support your partners is very, very differentiated. So it's not just the investment that you make into your platform and tools and capabilities, but it's actually the work that you're doing to stay ahead of the curve in terms of providing value around new workload adoption for your partners, giving your partners the platform to show up and expand their capabilities at a rapid pace. I mean, Shay, I know MRE was in one of the Shark Tank solutions, at an Ingram Micro event, and that was my introduction to you and your company and the incredible things that you're doing for the industry. So for me, that's what it's all about. Ingram Micro, you are an ecosystem solutions provider for Microsoft, and you help us in getting solutions together across our stack through your great partner ecosystem to deliver solutions at incredible scale globally. And so for us, like, we really lean on you to help us innovate and help us transform. And I think this right here definitely is an incredible opportunity to showcase the power of partnership. And oftentimes it's not just three; it's more like seven that are involved in any singular partner or customer journey opportunity. So the idea of us really pulling that power of partnership together and tying all of the journey together cohesively through the process is what it's all about. And then giving your partners an opportunity, Shay, if you're in Azure today and you want to expand into security, you can go to Ingram and they give you the tools and resources and education and practice building paths. It's not just about the technical side, but it's about how you as a partner are profitable and you help your customer end to end deploy that solution and expansion and adoption. And that's what we value. So hopefully I answered your question there.
Yeah, and listen, Michelle, I'll throw the thank you right back at you. I mean, our companies have been in business for over 2 decades, and Shay, I know MRE's been in business since kind of the mid '90s and driving in this space. So I think heritage matters, but also flexibility and really an open mindset to change in today's industry is super important. Related to that, Shay, I mean, for some smaller organizations, particularly, I mean that can feel pretty overwhelming, right? And I'd love your thoughts on how do you at MRE really try and make that change feel probably less scary and more seamless to an extent. So yeah, I love your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is we try to remove as much of the fear factor as possible. And really what that really starts with is a journey built around discovery. We spend a lot of time up front understanding what the business goals and objectives are. And we really start this process by engaging Ingram Micro and Microsoft early on. They're part of our pre-sales process. They're part of involved in the process up until signature, and they're part of the post-sales process as well. We're a small team here at MRE, but we become much bigger and stronger when you tack on the strength and the power and the bench of expertise with Ingram Micro and Microsoft, because we can bring solutions to bear, such as funding. It can be a daunting task migrating your entire workload to the cloud, but it becomes less scary when we talk about building that architecture and building those plans and bringing in those subject matter experts that can answer those tough questions around licensing or understanding cost, or possibly even using things like reserved instances, those kind of things. So our goal is to really translate the technical roadmap into business language. That way, executives and staff really understand the why, not just the what. And then from there, we really kind of build in phased rollouts instead of having this big bang approach, because we implement small, low risk steps that allows us and the organization to build confidence. And that way we can let the client see that value early on.
Fantastic. And Shay, when you mentioned fear factor, I had a flashback to that TV show where people were pouring spiders all over you. I promise to the customers out there, it is not that scary, especially when you work with companies like MRE and Microsoft. It really isn't that scary. And I think you raised an important point, right? It's change and transformation is not kind of a one day exercise. It's a journey that frankly never ends. And breaking that down into steps and really helping customers realize value at every step of the way, I think is super important. But Michelle, I know Microsoft considers really partners as a way to kind of drive speed to market and help you really translate your solutions into those kind of bite-sized things that we can really get started on immediately. How do you see the role of kind of the channel overall in driving that speed to market and those customer outcomes?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, I just think about the speed word, right? And like we are at an all time high speed in terms of transformation in our industry. Jay McBain often says with Canalys, like when the internet came, it was like the speed of change went from a year to a month. Like that's how quickly things changed. Now with AI and what we're seeing now, it's like a week is like a year. Like so everything is coming at us at lightning speed, and it is hard to keep up with all of the incredible change to product roadmaps, data access, like the unbelievable transformation that AI is driving across the board. And so when we have the ability to maintain these close relationships with you and your partner ecosystem, to give you a heads up on what's coming, to get the technology in your hands faster, and even to help the curve of innovation and adoption. And my mind immediately goes to things like Copilot and agents and what the future of AI actually looks like in terms of taking that operational workload and effort out of the operational flow of a business. It just opens up a whole new opportunity for partners like MRA to drive consulting engagement. So for you, Ingram, like when you're thinking about what are the agents that I can help build to serve my partners better, or I can help build that my partners can actually go and take to their end customers, this is where you really start to set yourself apart, right? And create value that is unquestioned value because it's your own IP. And this is really what we're starting to see that transformation look like. It's like, what does the next world of technology innovation over the next decade actually look like? And right now it's looking heavily like AI agents, and what is the governance around that agents, and what does the evolution of security requirements look like around those agents. So for me, that really is like that bridge that we talk about. You provide that bridge from fast moving technology pace to getting it in the hands of partners, educating those partners on how to actually use it, adopt it, and make money from it ultimately, and solve business customer problems with it. And Shay, you talked about that in like real life scenario with customer environments just a minute ago. But you, Ingram, as well, are providing that bridge in a different way, even before it gets into the broader ecosystem of customers and channel partners across the globe. Like you're there first, truly trying to simplify that connection and then make it work through all the tools and resources that we have for our partners as well. So you're really bringing it all together in real time pace.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle. And Shay, you look like you were itching to jump in at that point, so I'll throw it back to you before we move on.
Yeah, I mean, kind of going into and continuing what Michelle was saying, I mean, our role really kind of in the marketplace and with our customers is really around education. I mean, as Michelle said, AI is changing so rapidly. I mean, just look at where Copilot was when it was released for public and where it is now. And so we've been able to work with Ingram and Microsoft to really do a lot of training around our clients, prospects around how can we use Copilot. So over the past year, we've done about 4 different types of webinars just around adoption around Copilot. And, great resources from Ingram Micro and Microsoft that have helped us with partner ready decks to just understand how this can help to transform their business. And we've seen a lot of great results with it. And we've done a lot of, paid training around Copilot as well. And it's just another way to really kind of step their foot into this AI door. It can be daunting and scary, as we kind of mentioned earlier. Our goal is to really remove that fear factor around these rapid growing technologies and do a lot of education around the channel and around just the marketplace as well.
And I'll just kind of add to that really quickly before we move on.
Sure.
I really do think that point around adoption is so critical right now. I mean, I'm sure, Shay, you're seeing it in the field with almost, remember when there was this whole shadow IT movement? There's almost like the shadow agent and shadow kind of AI movement happening now where people are using AI at home. They're using ChatGPT, they're using open source. So naturally there will be this shift for that to come into the workplace. So it's there, you as the consulting partner for the customer, educating them, to your point, on the risk associated with that. When your employees are possibly sharing company data through an open AI agent or an open AI tool, and that's the last thing you want. So getting ahead of it and really understanding the risks, the benefit of driving tools like Copilot that are integrated into productivity suites that drive that simplification. And in a lot of cases, customers already actually have access to AI because of chat. It's like an open element that's included in Business Premium as long as Entra's there in the solution. So understanding that access could already be there, it's just about enabling it and teaching them how to use it in the right way is really half the battle, I think, and we're just starting. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for partners and customers to get it in the hands of their employees in a different way.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, a lot of customers are probably using AI and not even realizing they're using it today, right? So I think demystifying some of that is a key part of our collective role. And that leads me to another thought, because obviously we're living this transformation every day, right? So we live and breathe this. But let's get real, right? Some customers are still saying, this is an enterprise thing. Like this doesn't really apply to my business. And Shay, I know you're a CSP for customers of different sizes, different industries. What are a couple things you'd say to a customer if they're saying, "Hey, this sounds great, but I don't think it's for me. I'm too small. I'm not ready." What would a couple things you would say to those customers who are hanging back?
Well, we hear it a lot, this isn't for us. This is for Fortune 500 companies.
Right.
It's not for us. What we do is kind of going back to what I said earlier. It's about education. So we show them examples from businesses or industries of their own size that have successfully made the leap. There's a lot of really great case studies out there from Microsoft around this adoption around AI. When they see a peer doing it, it suddenly becomes real for them. We can do it. And there's a lot of really great funding opportunities for partners like MRE and other partners that are CSP to take advantage of from Ingram Micro or Microsoft that can help offset a lot of those costs, because I think there's a natural tendency for a lot of these organizations to say, well, AI, it just sounds really expensive. It's just, we're not really a good fit. We're not there yet. We want to see where it's going. And there's a lot of things that we can do. We try to break these projects into affordable, manageable phases instead of one massive investment. It becomes a series of steps that match their budget and really becomes an appetite for their change. And because we bring this enterprise level of expertise with the combination of MRE and Microsoft and Ingram, they get the benefit of world-class outcomes without needing a world-class IT department.
Yeah, absolutely. And Michelle, obviously at Microsoft, you serve customers right from the largest enterprises in the world to the entrepreneurs and the owner operators out there. Same question to you. Like, how would you, if a smaller organization is saying, yeah, it all sounds like great, but I don't think it's for me. What would a couple things that you would say be?
Yeah, I would say it's all about the use cases. I think Shay nailed it in that every customer has a problem that they're dealing with right now, and it's just peeling back the onion to really dissect what that problem is. And technology is the bridge to help them solve it. And so there's so many opportunities to drive things, and the costs are coming down significantly. We see this across the board as we continue to innovate in AI. Those costs to compute are really coming down. So it's a much more tangible vision as we move this forward and roll this out. It's not the enterprise cost that it was just last year, right? Like that's how fast we're moving. And so there definitely is an opportunity. And I would say the opportunity exists across every single one of Microsoft's cloud solution areas. It's not just Azure migration, but the opportunity then to expand into more advanced workloads is there. The opportunity to surround that with a security suite with the Azure Defender for Cloud is there. The opportunity to drive expansion conversations into Copilot Studio to design those customized AI outcomes is there. It's just a matter of consulting with a partner like MRE and Shay to really figure out what is the right first step. It's just one step that a customer needs to take to kind of go down this path. And I'll tell you, customers that aren't innovating, they're going to spend more money at the end of the day on operational costs. They're going to limit the ability for them to go out and expand their revenue potential and capture. Those are the two things. Either you're going to spend more money than you don't need to spend, or you're going to limit the ability to make new money for you as a company. And it really comes down to those two things. And I think we're far past this is only for enterprise space. The true opportunity is in the SMB space and with small businesses, and the ability to automate and create agentic workflows and tools in that SMB space is where it's at. Like that is where the opportunity is. And I mean, the technology suite is there. We're supporting the SMB business greatly at Microsoft. I'll say just for us, like that is our key market for opportunity that we want to sponsor and we want to support and see SMBs transform and adopt this technology, because we know they need to survive in the coming decade. And that's where our view is on that.
Yeah, I would completely agree. And, I think obviously, Microsoft has an incredible portfolio. And, I often think actually the SMB are the ones who are much more nimble. They can be faster to adopt. In enterprise, we have a lot more things we have to adapt to, from policies and different types of things. So I would completely agree. I think, and I don't think you're exaggerating when you say it's a survival point of the future, honestly, in terms of not just driving down cost base, but serving your customers better, delivering a better experience, being faster to market. I think is critically important and enabled by this tech change. So, yeah, I completely agree. So, I know we could chat for a long, long time, and probably be more fun if we were together in person, which hopefully we'll do soon. But just to wrap up for everybody, the future is kind of evolving so rapidly, but Shay, what kind of trends do you see, and how do you see things over the next little while evolving for MRE, and opportunities that you're really excited about?
Yeah, I mean, to piggyback off of Michelle, I mean, the first one is AI. It's moving fast from kind of a buzzword to daily operations. We're already seeing Copilot go from pilot projects to everyday use. And at MRE, we're really focused on making sure that clients are ready to adopt it through readiness assessments, department level training, and ongoing enablement. The bigger picture is generative AI. It's not just productivity tools. AI is starting to reshape security, compliance, and even how companies design their own customer experience. We see it as a layer that's going to touch every business. Beyond AI, the pace of change of areas of cloud adoption, automation, cybersecurity are also continuing to accelerate. And our job is to help clients and customers embrace those changes with confidence so that they can stay agile, they can be competitive and secure no matter how quickly the landscape evolves. At MRE, we see change not as disruption, but as an area and an opportunity to improve. Partnering with Microsoft and Ingram Micro has allowed us to really bring that mindset to life. Whether it's preparing organizations for a co-pilot or embracing generative AI or modernizing their core IT services, together, the three of us are really helping clients move from curiosity to confidence and making sure that they're really ready for what's coming next. The pace of technology is not going to slow down, but with the right partnerships, companies just don't keep up, they get ahead.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal message, Shay, and just we love our partnership. We're excited to see where we can take it next, and yeah, Michelle, the pace of innovation and change, I'm pretty sure, is not slowing down at Microsoft. So, what are you excited about for the rest of the year, and kind of going into 2026? I'm sure there's a lot more exciting and fun innovation on the way, right?
Honestly, I think Shay said it wonderfully. I mean, it's changing at a rapid pace, and honestly, for me, I have partners like you that are part of our ecosystem that are embracing this change and taking the steps to educate and train your teams and build out solutions and offers to help partners across the world and across the channel be successful in helping customers adopt them. And that's really what it's all about. We want, as we move forward, we need partners who are driving this transformation with us and are adopting the technology as customer zero. Even we talk about that a lot at Microsoft, but we need the best of the best as we move forward into this next evolution of technology transformation, and we see that value in you and what you bring to the table, both of you, in terms of helping customers transform and be secure and be compliant, because that's another big part of this whole evolution is compliance as the number one necessity in the industry. So with that, like, again, thank you for the partnership. We couldn't do it without partners like you, so we really appreciate that.
Awesome. Guys, I really enjoyed the conversation today. Thank you again, both of you, for joining. And thank you to everyone out there for joining as well. As we wrap up, I think the message to all the customers out there is, this transformation is real. It's here. There's tremendous business value for customers of any size. And you have phenomenal partners like MRE, like Microsoft, like Ingram Micro, who are here to support you through that change. So if you're thinking about the transformation and you have a little bit of that fear factor, please reach out to any of us, and we're here to help support you through it. But this was great, and thanks again.